Hey, what's up? How's it going? So, I've been wanting to tell you about a very basic productivity trick that I've only just started using, and that is put to-do notes in your code. This may be laughably obvious to a lot of people, but for those of you still watching, allow me to explain. A to-do note is simple enough. It's a comment that starts with the letters TODO, to do, all one word and in caps to stand out, followed by a brief explanation of what needs doing, or simply a note that this area of the code needs attention. This can be helpful in a few ways. First off, say you're working on some system and you come across an unrelated piece of code that needs refactoring or is really poorly optimized or whatever. There are a few different things you can do with that discovery. You can derail your current efforts and fix it. You can make a note somewhere external, a post-it note or Trello or whatever, to come back and fix it. Or you can forget about it entirely with the confidence that you'll find it again anyway. Rather than any of those things, I strongly suggest you write a to-do comment right there in the code where things need work, then get back to whatever it is you were doing. Now, say you're staring at your screen, contemplating the daunting monolith of all the different things that need to be done on your project, and you just don't know what to work on next. If you've been writing to-do notes in your code, instead of getting overwhelmed, you can go to Edit, find in Files, and search for To Do. And just like that, you have a to-do list. You have a bunch of discrete things that require your attention, and you can go over them and find one that seems manageable, then do it. What I find is once I get one thing accomplished, this often snowballs into getting possibly even two things accomplished. And each of those things is a step forward, a step closer to finishing your game. And that, my friends, is productivity. As an addendum to this, I feel like I need to say that it is absolutely okay and really very cool to write comments in your code. One of the first things you should learn about whatever language you're using is how to write a comment in it. I occasionally see videos or posts arguing that you shouldn't write comments and should instead write what's called self-documenting code. This refers to code with really verbose variable and function names that are intended to be self-explanatory, essentially fulfilling the role that a comment might. There's nothing wrong with that, and you should do that as well. You should write comments, and you should write self-documenting code. These are not mutually exclusive schools of thought, and it's a bit absurd to act like they are. These are tools, and we should use all the tools at our disposal. Not writing comments in your code is a bit like writing your code all on one line. Sure, depending on the language you're using, you can do that, but it certainly won't make your code more readable. And if others are working on the same project, they may feel the need to hurt you. And that brings me to my last point. The code we see and deal with on a daily basis is for the human. It's got to be set up correctly so the computer can parse and compile it. But when that happens, all the comments are stripped out. All the fancy variable and function names are replaced with pointers to memory addresses. Our high-level, human-readable coding languages get turned into low-level, computer-readable binary soup. So long as your syntax is right, the computer can figure out that part. Besides that, what you should consider and be worried about is whether or not someone else can look at your code and figure out what's going on. Can your future self understand it? Rather than leaving that up to chance, write some comments and self-documenting code that explains things. This can make your life, and maybe even the lives of others, just a little more bearable. And what more can you ask for? So yeah, that's as I was saying, write to-do notes in your code. It's super helpful, and I wish I had been doing this all along. I hope you found this useful and can benefit from this strategy as well. Thanks so much for watching, and best of luck on all your current and future endeavors. That's it. Take care. Bye.